Good afternoon, my fellow family, friends, and colleagues. This is your girl, Dr. Charity, aka the Queen of Divas, and I'm here to give you your weekly encouragement on today. Well, on this beautiful, gorgeous, it is fall, but it is feeling very good on today. Do you see what I see? Do you see the beam, the glow, the beam, the gleam, and the glow? Don't you know? What do we always say? That is the natural sun shining in. Might be a little cloud here and there, but it's still shining through onto. And you can see. That means there's blessings. The blessings is all over me, as you can see. Just like the blessing is all over you. Regardless of what you going through, the blessing is all over you. Somebody needed to hear that. And I got something to piggyback on that. But hey, you hit it today. The fact that you're listening in. Because the enemy sure don't want me to give this, but I'm going to give it anyway because I'm going to come out winning. I'm a winner in this. I'm a winner. Okay? We ain't got to worry about that. I'm the winner. Winning. Okay? The enemy is not gonna shut me down. That happens one way. If I'm no longer here. Okay? And that ain't going to happen till God says it. So till then, hey, it's going to keep coming. It's going to keep flowing. Because guess what? The fact that you're here today is the blessing. The fact that you're breathing today is the blessing. The fact that you're able to hear me is the blessing. The fact that you're able to see is the blessing. Come on now. Everybody's blessed. But there's more than just that natural sun that's shining. There's also the spiritual sun that's shining. And the spiritual sun is the favor. It's the glory. It's the overflow that he wants to shine onto you this very day, onto you and through you. But the question to you today is, you ready? Come on now. You ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? Because this is a opportunity that you don't want to miss out on. You ready? Because greater lies ahead than what's behind. Don't look at what's behind, what you're leaving. Don't look at what you're even going through right now. The focus is on the prize. The prize of the high calling, which is in him. Jesus Christ. But I'm gonna leave that alone. Let me go and let's dive in. I want to go ahead and just share this with you. Because today, the weekly encouragement, I'm gonna tell you right now. This weekly encouragement is to help. Not only, I'm not speaking this just to you, I'm speaking it to myself. Because the enemy is coming in like a flood. The enemy is he trying to kick me while I'm still on the ground and just, girl, you can't get up from here. But you know what? The enemy is not going to win. This is my testimony. And this is my season and it's my time and I'm going to get mine. I'm not finna miss this. I ain't giving up for nobody. And if I perish, I perish. Okay? So let's dive in. I wanna give to somebody because somebody need to hear this today. So let's just dive in right now. If I had to give this weekly encouragement, it would be simply there's strength in the struggle. For greater awaits you. Let that resonate. This is just piggybacking on what has been going on for the past 2 weeks. I was going to go one route, but then the spirit swung me another route. So I want to go a different route. So let that resonate. I'm going to tell you again. There's strength in the struggle. For greater awaits you. Well, somebody today is saying, well, Dr. Charity, but when I'm struggling, I don't feel the strength. Like, It's very stressful. Forget the strength, it's stress. That's what's in the struggle. Stress is in the struggle. What the mirror you mean by the strength of it? I'm glad you asked. Let me talk to you for a minute. I'm glad you asked. Look, lend me your ear. Come on, come on. Lend me your ear. Come on, come on. Come in. Let me your ear for a few minutes. So, a lot of times, I'm gonna ask you, how many up there that's tuning in today, that's tuning out to this weekly encouragement? How many out there believe that they got the low end of the dipstick? Anybody feel like they on the bottom end of the totem pole? Anybody today feel like they just keep watching, even the worst of the worst, get the very thing that you feel like you desire? Anybody feel like that today? Feel like they're in the low end of the dipstick, the low end of the totem pole? Anybody feel like that today? Okay, let me spin it around in a different perspective. Anybody out there today feel like that they are the only ones suffering? That feel like that they are the only one that is having to struggle and stress with life issues? They're the only one that's having to go through and see the clouds and the storm while everybody else getting the sun. They get the sunbeam and gleam, but you getting nothing but rain. You getting nothing. Anybody feel like that? Feel like they getting the storms of life while everybody else getting the sun of paradise? Anybody feel like that? Okay. You who I want to talk to. Lend me your ear. So a lot of times we do not realize that when we go through the struggle in life, like I told you last week, your prayer, your answer to your prayer is not given to you. It's given through trial. That's what the trial comes to do. It comes to test how bad do you want it. But then it also comes to offer you something along the way. And I love when I tuned in this week, I was going through so much. I was meditating, but I was going through so much. And a big old fat whopper hit me yesterday. The enemy really tried. But I love, good thing I heard what I heard from Pastor Keon. He talked about envy and how we as human beings envy one another. We love to look at somebody else's side of the fence and wonder how they get that. I wanted that. That was supposed to be me. Why they get it, but I don't? They got more than enough, and I ain't even got a drop of that. That's not fair. I love the way Pastor Keon put it. Pastor Keon put it like this. You don't know who went through what to get what they have. And if I put a spin to it, I'm going to tell you today, you don't know what they had to sacrifice and go through. But on top of that, guess what? It's not good to envy. Because the thing about it is, a lot of times, we are failing ourselves to realize there's a reason why God, as I told you last week, is allowing the test to come in. There's strength in the struggle. But God is testing you through this trial for a reason. You are already strong in purpose. Let me take that and rewind it back. And I'm going to repeat that again. You, yes, you, who I'm talking to today, you are strong in purpose. You already got strength in aspects that you don't even know. How was somebody saying, but Dr. Charity, how you know that? I don't feel it. I don't either, honey. But you know what? God is showing me through the tests and trials, or certain tests and trials that I've been faced with. And he started telling me, because after I heard what Pastor Keon said Friday, the Spirit told me, said, that's the only reason why you're still waiting on yours. I'm not giving yours expediently like there because you're not in an emergency. You can take a little bit more. I'm not saying that because I'm poking fun at you. I'm saying it because, look, they can't handle it. It's about like, back in the days, for those who are less religious. Destiny's Child had a song years ago. Y'all remember the name of it. And they would ask, can you handle it? Kelly, can you handle it? Michelle, can you handle it? I don't believe you can handle it. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready. Well, guess what? That song, no matter how worldly it is, it also goes into this spectrum too, because there's a lot of us that ain't ready for it. I don't believe you can handle it. That's what the Spirit is telling you. That's why, in that case, God gives, we look at it through our lens, human lens, and say, oh, well, God gave her husband. Why? So I got to remain single. That's not fair. I've been asking all along. She didn't even want it. No. Let me open your eyes today and tell you. Let me tell you why your cousin got the husband and you don't. God knew that there was more that you got in you. Your cousin needed the help mate because she was about to stumble. She was about to fall right out. So God immediately went in and said, look, she ain't going to be able to hold herself up no more. She going to have to just take the best that I got. I don't have, this is just the best that's available. So here you go. You don't have yours because guess what? You holding on a little bit more stronger. While she's sitting there having to take help from a helpmeet, you're able to still hold the fort down by yourself. And the good news is the more that you can handle, the greater, as I just said on today, the greater lies up for you. The more you can handle, the greater lies up for you. You don't have to then need God's immediate best. You get to wait for God's immaculate best just for you. That's why I'm telling you today that there's strength in the struggle. Do not look at it and say, well, that means I'm never going to get it. No. God knows when your breaking point is at. But he said he got to bring you to it. Then he says, okay, here you go. You know what? Just like he did with Job. Hey, he brought him close to death, but death didn't take him. He brought him straight to the point and then said, you know what? My servant know how to hang in there. Here you go. Let me give you. And what did he give Job for sticking it out? Double for his trouble. More, an increase of what he already had. He lost what he had, but gained even the more that he couldn't even pertain and even maintain than what he lost. So I'm telling you today, there's strength in the struggle. For there's greater. He's not doing this because to poke fun at you. He's doing it because you can stick it out. You're stronger than what you even imagine. But sometimes it does take your buns getting toasted. Sometimes we got to go through the test of life to make us move. Otherwise, as I told you before, we wouldn't move at all. That's why I want you to go through this week knowing that the struggle is not because he ain't trying to give it to you. It's because he's trying to give you the best. So he's trying to push you to the limit, trying to push you to your tipping point just before you crack. Because then guess what? You didn't earn God's best. You got the strength to face. Because guess what? As Pastor Mike Jr. said, once you get and receive what you done prayed for, you got to be able to maintain it. And if you ain't got the strength, you ain't able to handle the next chapter. Didn't I tell y'all about that with my life? Hey, if you can't handle the preview of being an entrepreneur, the basic of being an entrepreneur, guess what? When you become the successful entrepreneur, you're going to be pulling your hair out and you're going to be bald. If you can't handle the preview of the relationship, of the long-term commitment, when you get married, you are not going to survive. Because guess what? Too many times we as human beings look at things and expect once we get it, as I told you last week, that it's just going to be in a nice fuzzy box and it's going to be beautiful. We open it and life just pursues. It ain't nothing else. Failing to realize that guess what? Every round goes higher and higher. And the higher you go, the more sacrifice you got to put in. The more struggle you got to do, which means more struggle means you got to have more strength. And if you don't have the strength, you're not going to be able to face the struggle. So I'm telling you today that there's strength in the struggle. You're not struggling because God don't want to give it to you. You're struggling because God is pushing you to your limit so he can give you his immaculate best instead of having to give you his emergency best. Because his emergency best, he is the golden nugget for you. His emergency best is not the best for you. If you would have held out a little bit longer, you would have had something more better. Everything that's instantaneous is not thorough. It's just like food. Just because the steak can be cooked in 30 minutes doesn't match the steak that takes 3 hours. Come on now. It's not the same thing. Okay? But I'm telling folks, because a lot of people are trying to avoid that and wonder why God is not, why I got to see everybody else. Trust me, I felt the same way. Why I got to see everybody else, even my nieces and godchildren, everybody else younger than me getting married and having successful marriages. And I'm sitting here and I don't even know what it's like for a man to even care about my well-being. Heck, I'm the one caring about the man more than the man caring about me. I don't even know what it's like for a man to do stuff for me. I sure ask God that. Like, what's up? What's up? You know how many times I done sat here and watched people younger than me and then people my age is passing by on it. Like, oh, I don't even want it right now. So I'm sitting there like, well, when do I at least get a preview of what it's like for a man to treat a woman like a queen? Come on now. Can I at least get a preview? You ain't got to give me the husband if it ain't meant to be, whatever, not meant to be. But can I at least get a preview? At least just let me see something? And I'm not going to lie. For the first time in my life, I'm actually seeing what it's like for a man to not be selfish. I actually see a man not being selfish. I actually see a man being considerate. I actually see a man being a man. This is the first time that I actually seen a man from the biggest thing to the smallest thing always did this. And what do you want, baby? Didn't I ask you, what do you want, honey? Don't worry about me. I took care of me. What is it that what you want? What you want? What you want? You know, I ain't never experienced that besides my daddy. I ain't never seen no man do that to me. I ain't never seen no man look at me and ask me, what do you want? Don't worry about me. I ain't seen that a day in my life except for my father. So this is the first time me actually seeing what it's like for a man to actually treat a woman like a queen. I ain't seen it. But I praise Jehovah that I'm actually seeing that now. This is what comes with the struggle. And now you're able to handle it. Yeah, this burns. It really toasted my buns and had me screaming, crying and everything. But at the end of the day, I still give God the praise. Because at the end of the day, it was worth it. It made me stronger. That's why I try not to look at nobody else's yard and try to figure out how they got it going on over there. No, focus on your own. Or should I say it the way the Williams brothers said it years ago, sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around mine. Before you try to sweep around mine. That's how the song went. So that's what I'm trying to do. But I'm telling you today, you're not struggling because God don't want to give it. He's using you as an example to show what happens when somebody sticks it out and decides to stick it out regardless. Not cave in so easily because I just can't do it, but stick it out regardless. And he wants to use you as the example to show somebody else what God's immaculate best looks like on your life. Regardless if that's with the career, the business, the school, the marriage, the family, regardless of what it is, the house, when you stick it out and go through the tests and trials of life, what happens when you are put to the test and you receive the strength from the struggle and you stick it out? The immaculate best that God rewards you from being the strong servant that he taught you and entrusted you to be. Because look, if you stick it out, and I'm going to close with this. I'm going to close this motivational with this. If you stick it out, guess what? You got to get the reward. He's not going to allow you to suffer and not give you double for your trouble. You're going to get rewarded, and you're going to get rewarded nicely. So while they got the spouse, you're going to have the spouse, the kids, the house. You're going to have it all. They going to get what the basic, but you're going to have the overflow. Or let me put it in my favorite way of saying it. They going to have the blessing, but you're going to have the blessing and the favor of God like never before. So my word to you today, there's strength in your struggle. Stick it out. I understand that it's a little hard. I understand it feels uncomfortable. But I'm telling you today, stick it out. Stick it out. Because there's greater, nothing but greater, waiting for you on the other side. Just stick it out. Cry a little bit. Scream a little bit. Run a little bit. Go do some Pilates. Go do some meditation. Do whatever it takes. Go do some diary writing, some journaling. Do whatever it takes to push through. But there's one word, one thing I want to tell you. Don't give up. As I told you previously, you're too close. The struggle may be real, but it's giving you the strength. So when it comes your way, because it's coming right now, your reward is right around the corner. But you got to be able to not just obtain your reward. You've got to be able to maintain the reward once you obtain it. And that's all God wants. I told you last week he want to see how bad you want it. Now he trying to see is you going to be able to hold it down once I give it. Are you going to be able to hold it down, or are you going to let it just hang around? What you going to do? So, I'm telling you today, the struggle is real, but there's strength in the struggle, for greater awaits on you. Receive it. You're going to get rewarded more than you can imagine if you just stick it out just a little bit while longer. Do like me. Know that there's even greater on the other side. And you're almost there. You're stepping right into it. Just receive the strength, because it's the strength for the journey, the greater part of the journey that lies ahead of you. Keep that in mind as you go on, even this week. Well, that's all that I have for you on today, even as the clouds is trying to come in and be great. But I want you to tune in next week for another weekly encouragement and motivational. Please, 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 I thank and appreciate every last one of you. Subscribe to Lady Superwoman. That's at Lady Superwoman 9999. That's 4 9s on YouTube for all of your weekly encouragements and motivational. And keep in mind, when you go through this week, know that there's strength in the struggle, and you shall overcome, for greater lies ahead just for you. Just for you. It's yours. How bad do you want it? Let's stick it out. Stick with it and stick it out so we can see where we're going. Because where we're going is far greater than where we've been and even where we're at right now. It only gets better than this. You don't want to miss out. Hang on in there. It'll be worth it. I love you. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.